Davey VTV, Davey V with you here in beautiful Mount Hope Cemetery in Rochester, New York, visiting the grave of one of my all-time favorite people, Frederick Douglass. And if you notice, Frederick Douglass passed away in 1895, 130 years ago. And I always think, what would Frederick Douglass say? What would he think were he alive today? To see that all the great work and everything that was accomplished as a result of his work, everything that was accomplished to end slavery, everything that was accomplished in the 1960s with the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. when it came to racism and the segregation and everyone else that contributed. I mean, if you think about it, just 60 plus years ago, black folks could not drink out of the same water fountain as white folks. Black folks had to give up their bus seats to white folks, right? We all know the great, another American hero, just like Frederick Douglass, the great Miss Rosa Parks, and how she stood up to racism by refusing to stand and give her seat up on the bus. And again, every other person that did such great work to fight racism, segregation, and then slavery when it comes to Mr. Frederick Douglass here. And especially, so I always say, what would he think? What would he say to see that 130 years ago, this country has gone backwards? Trump is housing immigrants in the middle of the Everglades. By the way, do the research. The middle of the Everglades surrounded by alligators and pythons and wildlife. By the way, do the research. Look up how in the United States of America, during the slavery days especially, and Jim Crow era, black babies were fed to alligators. Look that up. Very, very disturbing. So trust me, it's by no coincidence what Trump has done in the middle of the Everglades housing immigrants, including, they say, will be women and children, including pregnant women, which is absolutely disgusting. So what would Frederick Douglass say to see how this country has gone backwards? And by the way, I just want to say something here, and it's no disrespect meant, but I have to say it. I don't see anybody on YouTube saying it, which, by the way, there's just, the content is getting worse and worse. Soft porn, just junk. It's like junk food. The majority of the videos on YouTube are junk food. So I got to say and direct this at the young generation right now, the iPhone generation, the TikTok generation. Do they realize these things? Do they stop and realize that just 60 some years ago, black folks could not enjoy the same rights and the same, simple things as such as drinking out of a water fountain as white folks did? So I'm very much somebody, maybe because as I get older, right, maybe we all do, part of getting older, part of getting wiser, I look back and I say, what would folks like Frederick Douglass say were he alive today, to see how this country has gone backwards 130 years after his death. As always, thank you for watching Davey V TV.